All right, as per usual, just give me a minute here. Make sure things are working. All right, looks good. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Let me figure that out. Okay. Yeah, so we're ready to begin. Let me see. Just get a handle on this stuff briefly. Just making sure other windows and apps and stuff that I don't need are closed. Don't need really to, well, not only take extra memory, although it doesn't matter probably with this game so much because this game isn't, it's from like a couple decades ago almost now, so it's probably doesn't take much, but just in general, killing stuff that I don't need to have still running. I think I'm just about done. Just close that. I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay. And we will begin. All right. I don't remember if I can skip that little opening sequence or not. I wasn't all that long, so it's fine. Okay. Load a game. Yeah, I guess this would have been it, huh? The one from. Okay. Jack Norm. Using the photo of Walter Jones's face, Hubert de Nolan's testimony is persuaded that Jones's death was not accidental, but very much criminal. Yeah, we'll find out how bad or whatever this ends up being for plot-wise and stuff. Like if it's like there were really bad people or just, you know, a little bit of greed. It still doesn't justify murder, but you know what I mean. I forgot again. After that scrolls, I have to click. I was waiting for it to load. It didn't load because I didn't click. Okay, so we still are trying to find out who is at the Belvedere, huh? Yeah, who's at the Belvedere of the Tortoise in the night of Walter Jones' death? We know he was there at least somewhat. He saw that Walter tried to attack Baena. He did see Nolant on the night of the Jones's death. Nolant saw Baena and Lorenzo, and Nolant said Baena always walks barefooted. These are de Noland's shoes. These are beads from Baina's necklace. A broken nail in his face. Torn piece of shirt from Lorenzo. And footprints seem to rush around the wheelchair. What am I missing? It's got to be P, a photo. I don't know. A couple of these. Pictures. These say pic, these say P. I don't know why they're in the same grouping and stuff too. I don't know what the difference is. Because here we also have, these are a couple photos from like the tracks. These are also tracks. So I don't get how they're different, but let's see. Letter which accompanies a gift from Walter Jones to Colia. So that's a document. I don't have a place for a document in this combination of stuff. So I don't know that I can really use this. I guess I could do, instead of this, I could do this. We got her fingerprints, we got the necklace, we have this that was a gift. I don't know what I have left to compare. Bare footprints, but I can't. I have to somehow get bare footprints from Baina, I think. Maybe if I can go back over to their hut, maybe their footprints around the hut? It's just all the way down. One. Out. Walter Jones, WJ, up there. That's funny. Almost would make you think as a rich man he was not arrogant. But he was a rich guy, so obviously he was, at least had some degree of arrogance. Not all rich people do, I guess, right? There are actually some really cool rich people, but that's a big tendency when you get a lot of wealth. Because I know some rich people. I mean, I'm not like best buds with them or whatever, but I've met them and talked with them some and gotten to know them a little bit and stuff. Spent some time with them. Like a weekend getaway. There were several people and I was among them and stuff, but yeah, so and some of the rich people are total jerks and some rich people are actually pretty nice. Just depends. Depends on how they got their riches, what baggage they may have had before getting rich they brought with them, so that once they're rich they have that same baggage or not. A bunch of things like that have to do with what kind of people they end up being. Okay, I need to see if I can get... Oh, here we go. What's this? Maybe that'll have her tracks. Aha!
Here are the footprints of the young Baina.
Alright. So now... Now I can compare them. Okay, bro. These and these. Yeah.
Correct match.
Okay. So now I want to take... is it over here? Yeah, these. Get rid of this. This. Cannot put that there. Is it all the way over here? Is it a P? No, it's not a P. I said, see, I don't know how how do I use this P? I don't get... I see. So I do this. And... no. Where's the comparison? That. Got her fingernail, got her prints, got her necklace beads. Skid mark from the wheelchair. Definitely don't want that one. This one. Hey, Monmouth, welcome. Okay, so I was able to get... This actually happened just like a couple of minutes ago. I was able to go back over to the hut. Yeah, that's okay. I don't think you're shouting. It's fine. I was able to go back over to the hut where Baina and Kolio live. And on the sand, there's a spot where there was a spot with footprints. And so I took a picture of those, matched, like compared them, and those match up with footprints we saw. So instead of getting Baina's actual feet, we just took a picture of her footprints. So we got that. We got her finger. We got her scratch marks in Walter's corpse's face with an embedded piece of a fingernail, which matches that Baina is missing a fingernail. We had beads from the necklace that was in her chest and the broken off beads that were on the ground at the murder site. So we got this and this and this. So now I think I just, instead of these testimonies, I need something saying that Baina was there. So Lorenzo affirms he saw everything and that Walter tried to attack Baina. Nolan saw Baina and Lorenzo. Let me take these off. See if anybody else has stuff to say that Baina was there. Accident made her mute. That doesn't have to do with last night. As far as who was... Right now we're solving who was at the Belvedere. Portis. So that's not... we're not looking at motive right now. Kolio, Kolio said he spent the evening in his hut with his daughter, which may be true after she got back. But, let's see. Walter's supposed to make amends. None of that talks about Baina. This is reasons for dislike and that he was gambling. She and Marco were together, and otherwise, really nothing as far as this goes. still doesn't point to Baina. 10 years relationship with her grandfather, and she was with Billy and Clara. Okay. Billy doesn't have any additional. Neither does Christina. Oops. Let's see. No more with that. More with that. So yeah. So be more with Lorenzo maybe. Goes back to the previous evening's events. Always had a good relationship with Walter. Explains that no natural causes could be responsible for the death. Nolan confirms they're Baina's beats. So that.
No, Inspector, physically and mentally.
I don't want to play that. Let's remove this. I think we might be use more than just 2, but I feel like if we try to use more than 2, it's much less likely that we've got the right witness accounts. So Baina's beats for sure. He saw Baina and Lorenzo outside. Outside doesn't place them at the Belvedere. He saw everything that Walter Jones tried to attack Baina. Any more Lorenzo? Does not appreciate Marcos. Okay, that. So I feel like I'm missing one piece of testimony. Okay, let's back out of that. Let me talk to Colio. Because I think Colio lied to us, unless he's talking about after the fact.
Here's the man who is always seeking the truth. So speak, Jack Norm.
It seems that Baina accompanied Walter Jones to the Tortoise Belvedere, but she would have been careful not to leave her footprints if she had deliberately planned to kill Jones.
You should not say things like this, Jack Norm. Baina did not kill old Jones. Baina is innocent.
Bro, that's what we literally just said. We literally just said, if she would have killed him, she would have tried to clean up her footprints. So obviously, she didn't kill him. Colio has this problem of not listening. We'll say something and he gets all upset about something we said when what we're saying is it's not that thing. He's done that a couple of times.
For what reason could Baina and Walter Jones have quarreled?
Lorenzo can speak about that. I do not feel like it.
Okay. I would like to ask you 2 or 3 questions. What can you tell me regarding the death of Walter Jones? Where were you and what were you doing last night? What was your relationship with Walter Jones?
Yeah. I think she actually kind of liked him. I don't know if she was like willing to be his lover or wife or whatever the eventual thing was, but I do think she did like him. Like she probably thought he was. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if that crying was because of that, because he did make her mute. So actually, maybe she struggled with it. Maybe that's what the crying was about.
What did Walter Jones tell you regarding his estate? This tower on this wild island, far from everything, isn't it madness?
No comment on like most of the stuff. She's mute, so I don't know what we think we're going to get out of this, but I think we're looking for reactions to be able to kind of reinforce some ideas we have. I think is what we're looking for. Not totally sure why we have all these conversation items when she can't communicate, unless we had a pencil and a paper or something, but we didn't hand her anything, so I don't know what we're doing here.
What luxury. For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't see them.
Away. Yeah, the staff left.
Walter Jones gave this to you, didn't he? For what reason? Not very talkative.
Thanks, bro. We know she's mute, dummy. Why would you say not very... Some of the reactions in this are just weird to me. Okay.
So, what was Lorenzo Battaglieri doing in the rocks near the Tortoise Belvedere last night? Okay, quiet, please. Good girl. Be quiet.
What the hell? Okay, that was kind of a douchey. What, bro? Can you not be a jerk to her? What the hell is that about?
How did you lose your pearls close to the place where Walter Jones fell? Opportunistic muteness, isn't it? Baina, had you argued with Walter Jones yesterday evening? Strange girl. How did you break this nail?
Yeah, I think she was doing this like she was, kind of confronting him or whatever, like physically scuffling with him.
What is this pyramid
I think.
then?
That's... We ask such insensitive questions.
It's always sad to see a girl crying.
Because that's where she fell and got her muteness, is from that pyramid. Dude, our guy lacks tact. It's kind of hard to connect with the MC, the main character, the protagonist, if he's like kind of a jerk, but okay.
So, tell me a little about Billy. What do you think of Christina?
She's like, I can't talk, bro. I told you I can't talk by the fact that I don't have a voice.
I would love it if you could tell me a little about Sonia. What do you think of Colio? What do you know about Lorenzo Battaglieri? I would like to know more about Martin.
That's interesting. She did a similar motion she did when we asked her about like why her fingernail was broken. Does that mean she had some kind of a scuffle with Martin also, or at the same time or something? Interesting. That is interesting.
What do you think of the attorney, Hubert de Noland?
She's like, he's a guy. What do you want from me?
What can you tell me about Marco? What can you tell me about Clara? Did you see anyone at the Tortoise Belvedere last evening, or did anything at all catch your attention? I think you're making fun of me.
Okay. I mean, if I go here, and I go to, we don't even have Baina here. I mean, she gave us just about nothing, which is fine, I think, honestly, because I don't think it really matters as far as that goes. So declaration. Who else is declaration? Okay, let me go talk to people we've already talked to before, I guess. Oh, I guess including Colio, although we didn't really
Here
get
is
anything
the man
from
who was
her.
always asking questions.
So
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
yeah, okay. So nothing more there. Okay. So we'll go back to, I guess most, if not all, the people are going to be at the hotel at this point. It's getting stormier, so we'll follow up with the additional information we have from today, which is the footprints match from where Colio and Baena live to over by the Belvedere, where we saw the some kind of conflict or whatever shuffling around among the wheelchair marks. And we also have that Baena cried at a couple places. Probably that's not useful, but the motion like this might mean something we can use in a conversation. I don't know if that's even going to be something we could bring up. We don't really get any verbal communication. We don't try to use half a brain and provide a pencil and paper or something. Then we're just going to be kind of stuck with whatever we have, I guess. He acts like he doesn't believe her too, which it is possible she's faking, but I mean, she's, like witnesses have said, she's been mute since she fell from the pyramid, which is way before, I don't know, way, but it's like at least months or something before Walter was killed. So I don't know why we would think she's lying. Everybody corroborates that she's mute. So unless she had like a super long game plan, like she was like, well, in months, I'll look for an opportunity for X, Y, or Z, and then I can, unless it's that kind of a situation, unlikely, possible, I suppose, technically. But unless it's that, I can't imagine why we would doubt that she's actually mute. Which then, like I said before, means we basically are apparently a PI or police detective, whichever exactly, I don't remember, but also an idiot. Because why would you talk to somebody who cannot speak without using any sign language and without bringing any kind of implement or anything for them to write on? I don't understand what the logic is there. How are you going to get any kind of clues to solve anything if you literally get no information from talking with them? I don't know. So because there were, by the way, because there were only a couple of like endings or whatever that I did not get, while we finished up Payne Street Killings last week, not only did we finish the initial sequence where, you know, Matthew comes after you, but also we reloaded where the one guy said you're fired and whatever, right? So we got that super you're an idiot, why are you even a journalist ending or whatever. And then there were only two things we missed. One of them was getting all of the like newspapers and photos and stuff. So we basically got completionist by getting all of the clues possible in the game. And we did that while I was still on stream last week. And then after I got off stream, because I had saved, just in case, I had saved or like copied my saves when I still had 100%. So I basically just took those copies and overwrote the new saves where we just started and left immediately. So I didn't have to replay much at all, actually. I replaced with 100% saves, and then I just guessed incorrect. Well, guessed. I mean, I knew what the answer was, but I put in incorrect killer and weapon and got the final. So I basically have 100% achievement on Payne Street Killings because I almost had it minus that. That last achievement was 50% or more. So 100% counts in that to get, you have 50% or more clues and then you guess wrong or you input wrong. So anyway, so that was actually, I'm not a completionist, but I mean, I'm like, bro, it's like 1 or 2 achievements. Seriously. Like, I'm already there. I might as well just get the last couple. Yeah, I guess we just go upstairs. Is that where Billy is playing the piano? I guess he's on the 2nd floor because I'm not seeing him down here. Is he gonna slow walk it the whole way? Or no, only a third of the way, and then once the game is decided, I've waited 20 seconds or whatever, so it's all good. Then it lets me proceed. He was over here, wasn't he? I think. On the left side? No. It's the other way. He's at the piano. Billy was. At least he was. Maybe he's not anymore. I don't know, but he was. No, that's the kitchen. Yeah. What? Where's the piano? How am I missing this? Hang on. Oh, hang on. If I go here, can I go left or right? I can go right. What's right? Nah. I don't know. Okay. We'll go up these stairs as well. I could have sworn piano was something I could see from either the... See, this is just like the bar. So I don't... I mean, it's not that I'm not seeing Billy. Billy might have moved on. I'm not even seeing the piano, which is what is getting me. I'm like, I should at least be able to see the piano to then... Yeah, it's backing out from here. Okay. All right, well, I don't know. Clearly, I'm going the wrong way. Somehow. So is it down? I went up to the left, huh? If I go to the right, do I see it? I would think all of that is one giant level and you can just run around it. No, but yeah, it is. Nope. There must be a wall or something here. I thought if you go up the other stairs, you could just go along the walk here, and that's why I wasn't getting to it. Yeah, he's still at the piano. So.
I just have some questions to ask you. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So no more questions for him. So maybe no more questions for anybody? So if I'm just putting it together, I still am missing a declaration here that will... I guess I could do this and see that he was lying or something, and... or...
The clues do not match.
Okay. So not that. This might not have to do with it either. So we keep that in there. What other material? I mean, I could say this, I guess. I don't think that's going to be enough, though.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. Okay. He saw everything, and that Walter tried to attack Baina. That, I think, is almost guaranteed to be one of the clues we need. I can't see how that's not one of the clues we need, so... This... Saw Baina and Lorenzo outside. Yeah, see, outside could be anywhere. That doesn't really... So I think that's wrong. This, we know he lies from this. confirmed they're Baina's beads. So I think this is the one. Because this is a fingernail in his face, broken off from her hand that we see in the photo. So this, I think, has to be. The beads that were broken at the murder site match the same beads from the necklace, well, from the broken necklace that's in their hut. So I think this has to stay. This shows footprints that seem to be Baina's rushing around the wheelchair, and when we compare those, we can see that they are in fact her footprints. So I think we're missing a declaration and a material item, I guess. This identifies probably identifies that Walter was there, but we know Walter was there. His corpse is there. So I don't know what benefit this is going to be. I guess if we have the broken necklace, we could also say the broken chain if they had a fight of some kind. Maybe. Put that there for now, I guess. Because it's expecting 2 material items. So, what other declarations? So this says he saw everything and that Jones attacked Baina. This says that the beads are for sure hers. And this says she was at the hut, which is incorrect. Or which is a lie, clearly. These are useful. I don't know if these deal with this exactly, though. So let's skip that. All she has on Baina is that there was that accident that made her mute. That doesn't really... See, these are things that are potential motives for why somebody was somewhere, why somebody might have tried to hurt Jones and or kill him. But it doesn't say, these aren't direct evidence of who was there. So yeah, I don't think I can use those. So I've got this. Whoops. This says he saw everything. So I've got the one where he says he saw everything. Did see Nolant on the night of, does not help. Billy has financial problems. Does not appreciate Marco's renal side. Affirms he saw everything. Okay, so we got that already in place. Talks about the accident that made her mute again. That's more like motive, not placing somebody at the location. Sonia's release from imprisonment. That's again clue for something else maybe. Does not have confidence in Nolant. Also not useful for that. Relationship is complicated, and he was in his studio, which we know is a lie. But here he says he saw everything, so that we don't need to put this here. He said this, but he lied, and that this doesn't help us. He confessed already. Compares Claire. Okay, Christina. Okay, Billy. Walter Jones was supposed to make amends with Colio. Tenuous relationship with her grandfather. I mean this, but this doesn't. This is any time, right? This doesn't really place anybody, place Baina at the Belvedere, so that is not useful. Concentrate on poker. Had a reason to not like his grandfather and helped a lot Marco with his campaign. None of those help. Spent the evening with Marco. Did not know Jones well. Is not fond of Nolant. Okay, again. Useful for other things, maybe, not really for this. Says Billy's irresponsible behavior tarnishes the reputation. Admired his grandfather. Spent the evening with, so none of those. Saw them last night does not help. She had a hold over Walter Jones. I don't see how that could place her at the scene of the crime, though. I don't think that's useful. Okay, Lorenzo thinks Colio's an opportunist. Okay. Baina always walked barefoot. And they are Baina's beads. Barefoot, maybe. No natural causes could be responsible. Always had a good relationship. Goes back to previous evening's events. Went to bed early. Was not fond of Walter. Finds Lorenzo capricious and incompetent. Okay. This, I think, is still going to be not enough, but let's see. This is at least closer, probably.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. Okay. This, I think, is a problem. I don't think that belongs. I don't think this is going to be good enough.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. Okay. Because he already confessed to seeing everything, so we don't really need his jack as evidence. So I think we're missing at least one material piece of evidence. And then we also might need... We might need to replace Colio's statement of that's a lie, that we know is knowingly a lie. We might need to replace that with something that just directly says Baina was there, instead of saying, well, she was with me, we know that's a lie, so obviously she wasn't with you or something. The impact picture doesn't place anybody there, though. It only shows, like it says here in the description, it corroborates the deep wound in his forehead. So it matches up with that. It helps support the idea that he had the gash. Yeah, so that doesn't really help us with who was there. I don't think we found this over at the Belvedere, though, right? We found this. I think this was just in the chest in their hut. The hut of Colio and Baina, I think, right? That does nothing to place Baina there. Just shows that there was a connection between Baina and or Colio and Walter Jones. So that also does not. See, I think if this fills up fully red, I think we have enough clues. Because when I added something, like if I add this, it doesn't automatically go up. So I think when we get something that makes this fully complete, then I think we probably can deduce and have it be correct. I think that's how that's going to work. Not 100%, just kind of going off of what it seems like. But so another piece of material evidence will be interesting to try to gather, though. Not sure if that's even going to be a thing, but we can see. So back up we go. And since I had nothing more to discuss with Billy, it's possible we have no new dialogue options for any of these other people too. But, just like with any detective story, you get some evidence, you try to process through it, and if you don't come to a good conclusion, you try to re-examine the evidence or find new evidence or rearrange the evidence, right? So I'd never remember who's on which side. I think this is the one, but I'm not totally sure.
Come, don't pretend to be shy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no. You're not troubling me, Inspector.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So
You can't
yeah.
pass me up, can you, Jack? I will just love it if you continue like this.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
I think it's hilarious that she flirts even though Marco's right there. Of course, Marco's probably used to it. That might be the thing that he likes about her. Not that she flirts with everybody else, but that just generally she's a giant flirt. That might be a thing for him.
I need a key.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is Billy's or somebody else's. It could be. I think it was Sonia is in the laundry room, and then Lorenzo. It could be either theirs as well, right? The fact that they're not there is the reason I can't get in. So that obviously only tells me whoever is actually in the room is not there. And I think they toggle back and forth, except for 16, which is my floor, my room. So I think I want this side for Clara.
Come in, because you obviously can't wait.
Wow, because you obviously
Mr.
can't
Norm,
wait.
what a surprise. I'm here, so make the most of it. Of the opportunity to question me, I mean.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Yeah, I don't know. So I have gloves, a screwdriver. I don't think so, but now that I have the screwdriver, I wonder if the screwdriver works on that bin up in the laundry room. Whoops. Let me try that, actually. Rather than continuing to bounce from person to person and speak to people who probably aren't going to have anything for me that'll help right now. Let me see if I can open that. I thought it would need like a socket wrench, but it might work with a screwdriver. I never really examined the bolts or screws very closely, right? It just sees them and says, I need a tool or whatever, which technically I need a tool. A tool could be like anything. Like literally a tool might be a sledgehammer or something, you know? See, these don't look to me like they would use a screwdriver because they don't look like they're screw heads. These look like bolts, which again would lend support to the idea that I would need a socket. But
It's impossible.
yeah, so that's yeah. I don't see any way to combine them or anything. So when I click them, it just comes out of inventory and does like the hover to use it on the environment. So I don't think in this, I did it again. And you keep hitting escape, I should close. Anyway, I don't think that in this game you can combine items in your inventory ever. But it's possible I just don't remember how or have not figured out how. That's possible. So since I had clearly missed the goggles, let me see if there's anything else on shelves I've missed. Now that I'm done playing it, I kind of miss playing Payne's Creek Killings. That was pretty cool. It's a lot of intrigue among intrigue among intrigue. Well, it wasn't all intrigue. Some of it was just really super sad story too. Dude, of all the people, like I think Trisha got the biggest shaft. She's like just fell in love with what was unknowingly her half brother. That's messed up, dude. The irony is that you say, okay, well, if he wasn't her half brother, but if her own father wouldn't have stepped out on his wife, the half brother wouldn't exist, and so she still wouldn't have him. So there's no world, I guess, except a world in which they decide that being half siblings didn't matter. But other than that, there's no world in which their romance or whatever could have ever happened. So nothing over here. Yeah, I got busier this week than I was intending, or than I thought I would. So I did not quite finish the trailer, the announcement trailer for the Halloween stream, but I'm close. I think I'll finish it either tomorrow or Sunday at the latest. And I have replaced some games, so. I don't know. I'm not among these like more or smaller areas where something might be stashed. I'm not seeing anything, so I don't think there's anything over here. This is called the Sinking Island, so I wonder if the island actually is kind of having issues with sinking. Like maybe they've noticed the foundation is, for the hotel, is eroded enough that it won't last that much longer or something. Lorenzo's the architect guy, so he would, if anybody would, he would probably know what was going on, except that apparently some people think he's crap at his job, so the fact that he's the architect may not actually do us any favors. Or whatever, do people who are staying in the hotel any favors. They might not get any advanced notice or anything, because he might be totally oblivious. Excuse me. No? Okay. I don't think he's going to have anything.
Obviously, you're on my tracks, Inspector.
Oh, he does have more. Okay.
It seems that Baina accompanied Walter Jones to the Tortoise Belvedere, but she would have been careful not to leave her footprints if she had deliberately planned to kill Jones.
I'm sure you're right, Norm. Baina is far from stupid. She would have handled it differently if she had wanted to kill Walter Jones.
For what reason could Baina and Walter Jones have quarreled?
Baina has been in extreme shock since the fall that caused her to become mute 3 years ago. Mr. Jones was involved in that accident. Baina is still angry with him, that's a given. But that doesn't make her a murderer, Inspector Norm.
Sure, I see.
Go on, I'm listening, Inspector.
It seems that Baina accompanied Walter Jones to the Tortoise Belvedere, but she would have been careful not to leave her footprints if she had deliberately planned to kill Jones.
This Baina probably counted on the fact that she would be taken for an idiot, the beautiful bird of the islands without any brains. You see the type, Mr. Norm. No need to draw you a picture.
Sure, I see.
Sure, I see. Do you, though? I mean, I guess you see what she's taught, what she means. Doesn't necessarily mean you know what's going on, though. Nothing really new with this, I guess. Nothing new here either, yeah. Okay, so how do those conversations help? She would have just left her footprints. She's too smart to have done that. And or she relies on people thinking she's dumb because she's mute. And so with that, she gets away with stuff. Yeah, I don't buy Sonia's explanation of it, though, I don't think. Just because I'm saying somebody is at the Belvedere of the Tortoise doesn't mean that we're saying that person killed Walter Jones. I mean, obviously, whoever did it did kill, or whoever, did kill him would have been at the Tortoise Belvedere. But we only have prints, it looks like, of Baina, who probably was too smart to just leave footprints lying around. That said, Baina, I mean, we haven't had a whole lot of interaction with her, but she seems like the kind of person who would not have... What am I trying to say? She doesn't seem like the kind of person who would really get angry enough to kill somebody. I mean, it's one thing if there was an accident. I could see she gets upset, she pushes Walter, and then it's an accident. She doesn't strike me as the kind of person to kill somebody. But it could be an act. It could definitely be an act. I don't know. Nobody out here. Denolant was not in his office last time I went there, so I'm guessing he's still not there. I don't think enough time will have elapsed, probably. But nope, nothing on the screen, I think, yet. Tried it before, but I wasn't sure if I had gotten everything, just in case I'd missed something. I wanted to do it again. I don't know which way I need to go. Go with this for now. I think his office is one of the two sides, I think, on this level. I might be misremembering, though. He might not even be on this level. I don't remember for sure. In fact, do we have... No. I was thinking if we're down at the lobby level, there's at least one door that we cannot open, but that we, under normal circumstances, might be able to. So I was wondering if maybe we needed to use one of our new items, knife or screwdriver or something, on that door. But that's a bit of a stretch, and I also don't know that we would get anything, even if it was, like, if it would make sense to use something like that on the door anyway. So why is this giving me an interact icon if nothing's happening? Is it all the piano, maybe? No. Why can I interact if I literally can do nothing? I don't understand what's trying. Why are you letting me... There's something over here at the bar? Yes? I don't remember it being like that at the bar, but maybe it was always, and I just don't have the recollection. Not grabbing anything here. No. Why are you looking at your shoes, bro? Making sure you didn't track in mud? Nobody cares. They've staff or no staff here, nobody cares. Plus, it's sand out there, not normal dirt, so the chances of you actually getting it very dirty are not as high. I thought maybe I could use a screwdriver or something on this, but I guess not. You like the music? Yeah. See, if I'm over here, where it would be normally you'd think it'd work with this, I think it just sends him back, right? Yeah, he just goes back out of the hallway. So I guess I don't interact with these? I thought I would have. I think there's one, maybe it's the other side. I think there's one where you interact. I think. Go over this way. Actually better than Muzak, yeah. Yeah. I agree. Muzak's usually like stuff like kind of stuff from like the mid 80s that, you know, back when jazz kind of had a little bit of a resurgence, but it was still 80s, so it was like 80s jazz and whatever. That's more what Muzak tends to be, I think. This kind of stuff is actually like more orchestral kind of thing or something. A plant that's not dead, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I can think of any other. And they do this hitbox thing here too, like all from here to the right, all of this is a single hitbox to travel across. So stuff like this, they rule out immediately. That's not going to be a thing you can interact with. So Yeah, see these, I thought I maybe interact with one of these, but none of them. Not a one let you do anything with them. Boy. No? Okay. Yeah, 3 weeks, that's right. I already have, I think I already have every single game I'm playing, even with the replacements, already bought. I know I have the big ones for sure, at least already. Like I've already got Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I've already got what is it? The series you had recommended. Hang on, let me tab out for a second, just since we're on the briefly on the conversation. Okay, no, not that. I want. Huh. Okay, let's do this. Here, here. That. Let's see. I've got VTM Bloodlines 2. I've got. Let's see if there are any other that are really big. I've got Little Nightmares 3. Oh, the one you had recommended, Fears to Fathom. Well, that's a series, right? So I've got the first one of those. I've got the first one of those, which is Fears to Fathom Home Alone. That's the very first in the series, I guess. I've got True Fear, Forsaken Souls Part 3. Yep. Oh, I've got the Light Keeper. I don't know if that was a hugely popular game or not, but that's one that I kind of wanted to do. I've got that one already. Let me see, actually. Own. Well, that one is incorrect. I didn't put own by it, but I do already own Fears to Fathom, so I don't actually have to buy that one. I don't believe so. Let me 1 second. Now I'm kind of doubting myself. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Let's see. Let's do this. Yeah. Fears to Fathom, yeah. Nope, I don't. Oh, I don't own Fears to Fathom Home Alone because it's free. The first one is free. The others you pay for. First one's free. Yeah, so I just need to install it. So that's not a big deal. I do need to install that though. So I actually should probably say install. I'll add install. So I remember I need to install it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's it's horror theme. Again, they don't horror when I stream horror, even if it's not on the Hallow stream, but even especially then, they don't all need to be super scary. They just need to be Halloween horror theme, right? It could be even just not even horror theme technically. It could be just Halloween theme specifically. Like if there were a game where you were on an assembly line making Halloween candies, I would say that's probably okay for the Hallow stream. Well here, so since we're talking, let me go ahead and just oh, that's for that. That's not what I want. Oh, it's easiest. Let me just get out of this for a second. It's easy because I've already got it on this, I think. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we have now. So with some of the replacements. Now, some of the replacements are some of the things you suggested. I did not put on the Hallow stream, but I am doing them very soon. So don't think just because they're not on the Hallow stream list that I don't intend to do them or something, okay? Well, or even like do them soon. Okay, so Signalis, this is one that my friend from work, actually, from my job, actually recommended. So I'm going to be doing that one. So VTM concludes 2 only because we did concludes like 2 years ago, I think. So we're going to do concludes 2 to finish out. Just that's the second one in the series, and then that series is done, I believe. Kind of like we did Distraint and then Distraint 2 a couple years later. Human. The new Resident Evil does not come out unless I need to double check and make sure I'm not missing it. But last time I saw, it was not coming out until early 26. The last 3, if this one stands like follows the same pattern, then the last 3 in the series all come out like January, February. So it's not out until like early 26. Just like Biohazard was early 2020, I think, and then or 21, somewhere in there. I think it was 21. Biohazard was like early 21, and then like early 23 was Village, and then it would have been early 25, but they had to figure out what the topic of the new Resident Evil was going to be and stuff. So they had a little bit. They took another year to kind of piece together the story and what they were going to pursue and all that stuff. And so early 26 is when the new one comes out. 9. So that one's not there yet. So, and then I, of course, have Asylum. So this is an indie game, Human, but it looks interesting to me. I mean, I don't know. It might be like simple and kind of silly. I don't know. We'll see. Asylum, that's the point and click one we did a demo of like 3 years ago. Seventh Guest. I started that way back in like 2014, and I don't know why. I played it for like on one stream, and then I never continued it. So I'm going to restart it, and they've now, because it's 2025, they've got the 25th anniversary edition. So I just bought that one, even though I still own this one technically, and so we'll play the newer version. Yeah. Tales from Candleforth, yeah, that one I don't expect a lot of people have probably heard of that. Lightkeeper, like I said, I don't know how popular that's supposed to be, but it's good. Okay, but it looks good to me. Fears to Fathom, obviously that one we just talked about. Little Nightmares 3, True Fear. Reveal the Deep is from like 2014, 2016, somewhere in there. Blood West, that one looks kind of cool. Think sort of, what are those called? I'm having a brain fart. Damn. Anyway, I think you'll recognize a style in them that is similar to a popular series that apparently my brain is just refusing to remember right now. Anyway, and then this one is kind of interesting. It's more like a psychological horror on some themes and stuff. And then this one is more like, do you remember back when we played, this is like 2019, 2020, I think. So I don't remember if you were yet on my channel then or not. You were right around that time. I just don't remember which year you kind of started following me. Anyway, Whispering Willows is not in the art style so much, but in like kind of gameplay and everything needs more sparkle. You talking about a Little Misfortune? Little Misfortune 2, by the way, is coming out also, but I think it's next year as well. I'll have to double check on that. A couple of these I might replace if like Little Misfortune comes out, if I'm wrong about Resident Evil 9. So we'll see. Whispering Willows is kind of in the style of Goetia. If you remember, where you're you're basically the little will-o-wisp for a lot of it. You're the spirit, disembodied spirit, wandering around, gathering information and stuff. So it's kind of similar. Whispering Willows is kind of similar. There's some differences in mechanics. Like you're a physical person, but you can temporarily have your spirit leave your body to do things that your body physically cannot interact with or whatever. It looks like from the trailer. So that's a mechanic that's a little bit different, but it's similar in kind of play style where, like, as a spirit, you can go up through a vent and go to another location that you normally might not be able to and stuff like that. So anyway, you get the idea with that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was thinking about doing not the longest sleep, but whatever the fourth deep sleep game. There's like deep sleep, deeper sleep, the deepest sleep, and then the fourth one that's come out. I want to do that one, but I don't think I'm going to do it on Halloween, because I think I want to do it kind of like I'm doing Don't Escape, 4 Days to Survive, where I'm just doing it on a normal stream. So, and your suggestion of the operator, I'm actually tomorrow night, since we finished Payne's Creek Killings, I'm just going to start the operator tomorrow night. So that's where that's coming in. So that's one of the examples where I was like, I'm not dismissing what you said. All I'm saying is we're going to do. Yeah, I saw the Drifter. And it's Supernatural. Yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe instead of the operator, maybe we'll do the Drifter tomorrow. And then I do the operator after that's done or something. I don't know. Anyway, but at least a couple of these that we discussed, but I did not put them on the Halloween list, are ones that I still want to do. Like, we'll do very soon. Maybe like one or two of them before Halloween, depending. Anyway, that gives you something of an idea. So that's kind of where things lie on that. So, okay, I need to figure out either I need to find a tool that'll get me to that case over near the laundry, or I need to get somebody I talk to give me more details than just what Sonia and Lorenzo did just a minute ago. Or, well, because I talked about the streaming stuff 15 minutes ago. I'm going to get myself, refill my drink. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. As I've done previously, I will on Discord, and I think also on the actual video that I upload, I will provide links on GOG or Steam or wherever it is for the different games, so you can watch different trailers and stuff and see what they each are. In fact, what I might do, previously I've listed them all in a single message, but I think what I might do is I might just do each one individually. So kind of spam, I guess, but like 15 individual messages with links, so you can see multiple videos and watch trailers to get an idea of what the gameplay will be like, and so on. Most of them are not first person going to be super scary. Most of them are more like theme wise. There are still some things I think that, you know, make them kind of creepy, maybe, I guess you might say, but not scary. So, yeah, so those are those two sides. Where's it? I swear his office was on this floor, was it not? Ah, this way, maybe. No, because this just overlooks. Ah, here he is. He's outside instead of his office.
The interview can start, Inspector.
I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
I don't know anything about this, Inspector.
What do these gifts from Jones hide? Why did he want to assure the future of Colio and his daughter?
I was unaware of all of this.
What did Walter Jones tell you regarding his estate?
I'm scarcely under any illusions, Inspector. I don't think that my wife will inherit from her grandfather. Mr. Jones was a greedy and ungrateful character. It's a sad truth. Sonia would well deserve to inherit from him after everything he has put us through.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
I'm afraid my brother-in-law has put himself in a tough spot, Inspector. He is compromising his career by gambling in a totally irrational manner.
What do you think of Christina?
Christina? A Russian model lost here in Segura. Quite a picture, isn't it? I don't really know her, Inspector. Except, of course, what everyone can see.
What can you tell me about Marco?
I hardly know my brother-in-law, Inspector, but what I do know of him is very positive. I appreciate him a lot. He is someone to reckon with, as they say.
What can you tell me about Clara?
I appreciate Billy's wife. She is charming, even if her conversations are rather limited, one has to admit.
Interesting.
Where is my list of conversations? So here we go. Martin explains that the game could ruin Billy's future. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Still don't have anything to compare. Okay. I guess, is that, well, hang on. We want to go inside. Is there anywhere more out here? I don't remember if there's anywhere other than this. No, there's really not. Okay. I guess I need to go talk to Billy, but I also still, while I'm here, I still want to see if I can find... He might be up a floor, though. That might be the thing. Find Denolant at his office and talk. Oh, yeah, that's right. He is, isn't he? He's on a floor that's pretty much by himself. Like, just the office, I think. I think it's 19, one above, or 20, one above this. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. And it's just the office, nothing else here. Yep.
I need a key to open that door.
Yeah, and he's not there right now. It'd be nice if we had lockpicks or something, or a key, so we could get into some of these rooms and investigate them while people aren't there, but... Where in the crap is Denolant now, I wonder? Ben, I think, to just about every floor. So we did oh no, there's 21 and 22. I forgot about these two. Let's see if he's up a floor, maybe. Oh, he might not be on 20. It might be a similar office in each place, and it might not be his. I don't remember now.
That's okay. Come in, please.
Yeah, this is DeNolan's office. Here we go. I think I tried to be thorough here before, but since I just found the goggles for the welding torch today, let me try to check again. I would expect these are all just books, but you never know. Yeah, I'm not getting anything new from up here. I'm sure I already examined these before, or tried to. Oh, I can go there, and I can also go straight across. Hang on, I don't know if I've done this. Gone straight across before? Wonder what's in this back room, if I can even access it. Oh, there's this. Yeah, what's this?
I must insist you stop, Inspector Norm. You know very well you're not authorized by the law to conduct this sort of search.
Oh, that was... Okay, it wasn't just examining.
Books on very different subjects. In English, in German, in French. There's a Spanish one here. It's strange for someone as organized as Walter Jones.
I must insist you stop, Inspector Norm. You know very well you're not authorized by the law to conduct this sort of search.
Okay, so... For this, at some point later, we'll have to re-examine those. This goes back to his desk. Think there's anything up there, we'll see. It's gonna be stuff down here probably. And then if I do this, they'll just say no.
I must insist you stop, Inspector Norm.
Okay.
You know
So
very
it's-
well you're not authorized by the law to conduct this sort of search.
So it's like a back room or something, I see. I wonder at some point if we're gonna get a key to some places like this, or if Lorenzo's gonna end up dead, and then we'll be able to investigate here because he's dead. Not that I want him to die, but you know what I mean.
I must insist you stop, Inspector Norm. You know very well you're not authorized by the law to conduct this sort of search.
Even looking out the window? Really, bro? Okay, fine.
Ask all the questions you'd like to ask. I'm at your service.
I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
I don't know anything about this. I can't tell you anything.
What do these gifts from Jones hide? Why did he want to assure the future of Colio and his daughter?
I don't know anything about this. I'm sorry.
What did Walter Jones tell you regarding his estate?
Walter Jones led me to believe that he wanted to make up with his grandchildren. He loved them despite all their deceptions. And he wanted the succession of the estate to pass smoothly.
Fast. Nope, not what I want. Right here. That's what I want. Let's get rid of that out of the chat. Okay.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
I knew that he wanted to give the diamond to Baina Jumhu. She hated him deeply since the accident. She came out of it shaken and mute. But like everyone else, she was attracted by the charismatic personality of Walter Jones.
So what was Lorenzo Battaglieri doing in the rocks near the Tortoise Belvedere last night?
I don't know what Battaglieri was doing there, but I can verify that I first saw him take the restaurant elevator with Walter when he left just after dinner. When I was working in my office, I saw Lorenzo Battaglieri hurriedly leave the Belvedere and come back to the tower after Walter's fall. Finally, as I already told you, I ran into him at the foot of the tower when I was running to help Walter. I think that Lorenzo Battaglieri did not see me. He seemed really distraught. This man certainly knows a lot about this, Inspector. I think I already pointed out before that he is madly in love with Baina. I wouldn't be surprised if he were her accomplice. And the murder seems to me to have been very well organized.
According to you, how could Baina have lost pearls from her necklace?
Walter was a brave man. He defended himself and hung on to Baina's necklace, trying to... Good God, what a horror.
It seems that Baina accompanied Walter Jones to the Tortoise Belvedere, but she would have been careful not to leave her footprints if she had deliberately planned to kill Jones.
She's really untamed, with a limited and primitive mind. She could not have thought of everything. I wouldn't be surprised that Baina didn't know about the existence of fingerprints.
Yeah, that seems a bit of a stretch, bro.
For what reason could Baina and Walter Jones have quarreled?
I believe that Baina wanted to get rid of Walter. She had planned it well.
And your evidence? Just she didn't like him?
What were you doing at the Tortoise Belvedere last night?
I already told you, Inspector. I saw Walter fall over the edge, and I ran to help him. I hoped he was not too hurt. Then I phoned your police colleagues about Walter Jones's death.
Christina said that you were not a commendable person.
She must have sensed that I don't particularly care for wallet chasers like her.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
Billy's a complex and tortured creature, Inspector. He's a pathological gambler. He drinks too much, for sure, but he's intelligent and spirited.
What do you think of Christina?
Oh, Christina's a woman who's pretty, impressive, Inspector. But don't believe that her model's body means she's an idiot. The truth is far from that.
Yeah, I like her teasing and stuff too. I think it's not... She teases people kind of, I think, to set them on an off foot so they don't really read into her as much. Not that she has something to hide, but I think she kind of does it as a natural engagement mechanism because she's got the scar and stuff, and I think she does it kind of to distract from that and get people thinking about and talking about other stuff, I think is what it is. I'm not a psychologist, but I could see that being something she does.
What can you tell me about Marco?
Marco Jones is an ambitious man who's already made a name in politics, Inspector. I'm sure he'll have a brilliant future.
What can you tell me about Clara?
I hold Claire in great esteem, Inspector. It's amazing, but she always makes me think of Anna Jones, the deceased wife of Walter. The same kindness, the same finesse.
Surely.
Nolan clearly saw Lorenzo running from the Belvedere last night, and he compares Clara to Anna Jones. Interesting. Okay. So we might have more to ask other people as we continue on, I guess. This is 21. So I don't remember what floor 22 has. Oh, Battaglieri's office. He's not there, though. He's in laundry, right? But apparently the door's open, so let's go and look. Oh yeah, I've looked at some of this before. That's right. I don't know if I've looked at all the stuff. It's possible I've missed something, but Go back here. I didn't check. I don't think I can, but I want to see if the drawer. No, I can't. Drawers are too high. Okay. Just make sure I'm not missing checking drawers if it lets me. Clues. Oh, it's documented, probably. Possibly. Oh, here. This is the one. Walter Jones to Hubert Nolant. Dear Hubert, work inspection passed by this afternoon to inflict a $25,000 fine on us to oblige us to legally hire the 9 Maledivian employees as well as triple their salaries. I called the judge who told me that that Madiva SA is behind all of this. The head waiter went and complained to him that they work too much, that they are badly paid, and they do not have any work contract. In addition, Maidava wants to start a new procedure to obtain the damages and interest that we have not paid following the judgment. You know that they are in cahoots with the judge. He very obediently sent us the work inspectors. I would like you to rapidly pay this $25,000 fine and to throw these 9 ingrates out in the cold. I am impatiently waiting for your return. Sincerely, Walter. And then Tower Personnel Financial Statement. So these are the different workers. All amounts are in talons. So they paid these different settlements to each of them. I don't know what the conversion rate's supposed to be, so I have no idea if these would be good wages or not, or anything, or good compensation or not, but it's May 24th. What was this? May 21st. So 3 days later, yeah, they paid him off. Okay. What would... Must be my inventory, huh? Hang on. Yeah, here we go. A pencil. Graphite powder. There we go. Now I can take fingerprints. Perfect. That's what I need. Whoops. That's not it. Let's zoom in again. Let's see what else we have while we're here. Another document. File on the Sagora Tower. Walter Jones, FG, okay, etc., 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 etc. Contract number. Dear sir, I have the honor and the pleasure to confirm that your architectural project has been reinstated or has been retained for the construction of the Jones Residence Tower. We are thus counting on you not only as an architect and director of this ambitious project, but also, as has already been said, as the technical maintenance chief for the building and its annexes for the next 10 years. So this is for a Battaglieri, a contract that Walter's company was giving him. I propose that we meet as soon as possible to settle any and all contractual aspects of our future relationship. Please believe, Mr. Lorenzo, that I wholeheartedly rejoice in our future collaboration. Yours truly, Walter Jones. Okay, page 1. Page 2. So this was February 18th of 2003. This is December 12th of 2005. So nearly, but not quite, 3 years later. Restart construction appendix to contract. Dear Lorenzo, further to our last diagnostic regarding the fears that you imparted to me about the instability of the Jones Residence Tower, I have consulted several friends who are experts in the field, and they all reassure me. Our work gives nothing to fear from your seismic prognosis in this region, or prognostics in this region, which is not classified as a risk zone. There is therefore no valid reason to overload our budget by searching to uselessly reinforce the tower's coral foundations with your Venetian concrete miracle formula. I hope that you will be content with my announcement that I would rather consecrate a part of these means and use additional ones to complete our work of art with 10 supplementary floors. Yeah, so Lorenzo was warning about potential instability of the tower. Walter checked with other experts and they disagreed and said it's fine building it where you are. There's no danger. You just leave it like it is. It's great. So Walter told Lorenzo no. And I think because Walter had the other experts say that it was fine, that's why Denolant, the lawyer, thinks that Lorenzo, who's the architect, doesn't know what he's doing because experts disagreed with him. But this game is called The Sinking Island. So I kind of think Lorenzo might be right. Anyway, I wait your plans and your budget for this new installment with haste. As our new letterhead attests, I inform you that the Jones Company now has its headquarters in Segura. I have effectively succeeded in calming our indigenous fishermen with gifts and new arguments. Here are some good omens regarding our trial against Madiva S.A., would certainly risks to have the judgment overturned by new international property rights, which the Maldive Republic will have to soon apply if it wants to continue receiving IMF funding. Thank me rather than curse me for giving you new means to realize your dreams of being the builder of the future. Yours sincerely, Walter Jones. That's December 12th of 2005. This is now like a half a year later, June 3rd of 2006. Dear Sir, I would like to inform you presently of Mr. Walter Jones' decision to suspend the construction of Section 2, 10 new floors, which were ordered from you on December 12th, 2005, and which are today partially executed. This decision follows the observation during the past few months of the development of structural microfissures in several sections of the building. We can attribute these defects to you as predictable consequences from your diagnostic report, dated January 18th, 2006, which was particularly clear on this point. Conforming to your initial contract, we inform you that your mission as master architect of this work ends on this day, but this decision does not at all put into question your functions as building manager. In view of our company's certain passing difficulties, which has been obliged to temporarily separate itself from the essential part of its service and housekeeping personnel, I would like for you to accept a few consequent constraints to this situation. Hoping that we can count on your help and your engagement in this transitory period, please receive, Mr. Battaglieri, our warmest wishes. Sincerely, Hubert Denolant, P.O. Walter Jones. Okay. So, there have been microfissures in the foundation of the tower, and Denolant is basically claiming that they are caused by Battaglieri's poor architectural endeavors. And so they've taken a new company and have that company take over construction potentially. And Lorenzo has lost his position as chief architect, but is still the building, what do they call it, maintenance manager or whatever? Yeah, building manager. So he's still a building manager, but he got demoted and lost his architectural slot. Okay, so we got this, and this says, ask Hubert to order the book Construire Parasismique. So basically constructing paraseismic, or paraseismics, maybe with an S. It's basically, so paraseismic construction. So how to construct stuff in an area that's especially susceptible to seismic activity, I think is what it's more or less going to be about. By Milan, can't read that, Zakik or something? From parentheses, additions. Okay. Resistance of armed concrete to earthquakes. So rebuilding this is going to do that. Remind Simon Cortez of the Grenoble Sea. Oh, I don't know. This is CIA, CEA. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, for details on their optimization procedure for the construction of armed concrete responding to earthquakes, have a digital model of the tower made for their lab. Technical problem of existing work. Intervene and reinforce the existing work. Supposes knowing its behavior before reinforcement to estimate its response, and after reinforcement to validate the effectiveness of the intervention. It is a very delicate diagnostic phase to manage. There should imperatively be a precise identification of the quality of the materials and the geometry of the elements in place of plan such and such, like 575 PT or something like that. We have two reinforcement scenarios possible: reduction of seismic loads and amelioration of resistance and or of the work's rigidity, difficult in its current state. The reinforcement technique presently available. The reinforcement techniques, more than one, presently available. Treatment of the ground, injection, microfilings, vibroflotation, nailing, etc. And they're going to discuss that, I guess. Reinforcement by addition, chaining, brace wall, buttress, etc. excluded, so those are not in the plans currently. Section augmentation and confinement, projected concrete, glued composite, lining, and steel construction study. So that's still in the early phase. And then creation of anchoring, floor chaining, structure tie, foundation skeleton, and that's also excluded. So he had like 6 possible things that could be used to help reinforce things, and 2 of them were excluded. 1 was being studied, 1 needed to be discussed, and it looks like the other 2 were already in the process. Maybe he doesn't have anything by them as far as like a state, like how far along they were. So got small pad of white paper. Oh, okay. So if I've got that now, can I grab this again? I cannot. Oh, but I need this, I think. I put the paper on, I put the graphite where the fingerprints are, then I put the paper on the graphite, and I kind of go over it with the back of my hand or something like that to get the fingerprints to show up, I think is what the idea is. Okay, I see. I think I see at least. Okay.
I have to ask Lorenzo what this machine is used for.
So that's the keyboard, and all of these are the one machine together, I guess. Which makes sense, I guess. Okay. So we're done there, I think. I had not noticed that we could keep going this way to a desk, so that's... Wait, hang on. This looks like sand or something, right? But I guess we're not examining it. I guess we figured because the hotel is a beachfront hotel, sand dragged into this area doesn't matter. It's just a normal thing, I guess. We don't see it all over the place on the floors, though, so maybe they just never cleaned that part of his office. I don't know. Okay. That probably is... I thought maybe we were just saving it for later. That's probably the thing we were missing for being able to move on, is getting the graphite powder. I still haven't totally settled on a clan for VTM Bloodlines 2. I'm actually starting to think maybe I'll do what's it called? Batahanu or whatever it's called. The kind of the what some people later started calling Assamites, kind of disparagingly. So maybe the Assamites, but I don't know. I kind of like I kind of want to do Malkavian too, though, because Malkavians are just like silly enough, crazy enough that you're gonna get. Like, I remember in the trailer, there's a part where the Malkavian detective is like, "I find if I ask the filing cabinet nicely," it's like, okay, bro. I earlier was thinking La Sombra, but I don't know. I mean, it's not the same, obviously, but having done Toreador last time, I think La Sombra is a little bit too same themey in general. I mean, the La Sombra are like the you know, the boss guys or whatever, but still. Kind of upper echelon or upper class type thing, which is not... that's still sort of similar in general theme. Although, to be fair, Toreador, you know, they're artists, so they could be, you know, graffiti on walls is art, right? So there's that too, but I do wish this game did more of, you start running, but you're going to this exit. So we'll show you run for a few steps, and then we'll just kind of fade in and fade out to the next screen. I wish it did more of that. Doesn't really do that all that much. It's a little unfortunate. We're just leaving his corpse there to rot. We're not taking it to a morgue or anything. No. We're just leaving. I mean, to be fair, I think they're sending a chopper to get it, but still. Okay. So now I want to put graphite powder
Who
there.
touched this wheelchair?
Okay. That's impact. Where's... It's over this side? Here we go. Wheelchair, a fingerprint, picture of fingerprint on the wheelchair. I think this and this. And then I need to get fingerprints from people, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I compare with anybody, right? I mean, I have back a hand. I don't have front hands, I don't think.
Incorrect match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of these are gonna work. Let's see, maybe.
Incorrect match.
No more fingerprints. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get people's fingerprints. I think is what needs to happen. So I probably talk to people and get fingerprints at that point. I'm guessing. What am I doing with that? No, not. It's for something else, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't grab the pencil after I'd used it to get the graphite powder, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Okay. Let's head back. Do. I don't know. Where am I gonna... Yeah, I guess I'm just going to ask people if I could take their fingerprints. I guess that's what's happening. Because I don't know how I'm going to compare fingerprints with this part of the hand when I only have two pictures that are like this. So, I suppose that's a new dialogue option that shows up. And or... maybe I can go near where people have been and just try to see if they've left fingerprints behind. I think that's less likely. But that might happen in some of the cases. Let's do hotel people first. Because like I said, it's possible she did it, but I don't think Baina Jumhu is actually somebody who killed him. She was there. I don't think she killed him. Of course, if I can get her fingerprints and they match, I can say she's there. Again, saying she's there does not mean she's guilty, but it might be something I need to do. So since I'm here already, mostly. I just barely gotten into the hotel again. Let's go over here and see if we can get fingerprints from her. See, this is the thing, there's not really fast travel in this. Even in a lot of games like, say, Black Mirror, for example, there's not a fast travel like you click here and you warp there. There's some when you get a map and stuff, but in some cases, like going around to the back of the house, there's not really a fast travel way of doing that in some cases, or the backside of the mansion. But when you double click on a thing, you start running and you fade out and fade in. It's a little bit faster than watching them run all the way across the screen each time. Some of these kind of lessons I think, if you were going to make a point and click like this, where it's like a murder mystery thing and you wander around all the time, I think that's one of the lessons you could learn from some other people who've gone before you, where you go, oh, they did that. That's probably something we want to make sure we do.
I must take your fingerprints for the investigation. Thanks.
Okay, let's ask Leo when he stops someday.
I must take your fingerprints for the investigation.
Okay, Jack Norm.
Thanks.
I'm guessing it's neither of them. We'll want to go back to the hotel anyway. So. I'll stop here for a second. Let's just do the comparison. I'm sure it's, like I said, I'm sure it's neither of them. And this is Koleos. Yeah,
Incorrect match.
right. And then Hyenas. Oh, it is Hyenas.
Correct match.
Okay. Okay. So actually, where's my back? Not this one. We want this one. Still missing a material item. I don't think this is right. Let's do this. Let's see how close we are.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. So we have all that we need. We just need to. I think this Kolio one is not going to help us. Nine and 8. Wonder if either of those is Saw, Baina, Lens. Okay, what I think what I need to do is I need to talk to Enzo some more now. I'm here. Let me talk to Kolio and Baina. Just since I'm here.
Just one question. I won't be here for long. The fingerprints on the wheelchair are yours, Baina.
That's the response.
I just have some questions to ask you. What did Lorenzo do after having received orders to continue the construction from Jones?
Lorenzo had to obey, even if he knew the tower was going to sink in the sea. Because under the island, it is not solid enough. This is an island for cabins, that is all.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
You have to ask Lorenzo, Jack Norm.
In this document, a trial against Mahdiva Company is evoked. What is it all about exactly?
Old Jones did not want to recognize that the island was ours. We had to fight fire with fire. We brought him to justice.
For what reason was the hotel staff fired?
Old Jones did not give a damn for the men whom I asked to come and work in the tower. These men will never trust me again. I betrayed them. Do you understand that, Jack Norm?
What happened to the maintenance staff of the tower after that?
They went back to their houses on other islands. Walter Jones drove them away like dogs. It's me who made them come here, Jack Norm, so they are furious at me. This is natural.
A hotel of this size, deprived of all its staff. It's a darn problem, I'd say.
I did not want this business to lead to the firing of my friends. My diva stole from me. My diva cheated me, Jack Norm. My diva did as much harm to me as to old Jones.
The fingerprints on the wheelchair are those of Baina, the beautiful mute.
Baina, my daughter, is too kind, I think. She frequently took old Jones out in the evening.
I understand.
Yeah, where's my updated the outline in yellow if you have some new piece of evidence or something, and I don't really see anything outlined in yellow. I was expecting to be on Colio's thing because of conversation with him, but I don't see anything new on him. Just these three still. I don't know.
I'm hoping to ask you some questions. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Okay, I didn't think I had anything more for Bite. Okay, so we got them now on record saying their stuff or implying their stuff in the case of Baina. But I don't... Yeah, okay. So we want to talk to Lorenzo about the architectural stuff. We want to probably just generally talk to other people of the cast of characters we know about the newer evidence we've just gathered and see what comes from there. We're getting close, I think, to this next puzzle piece anyway. This game's gonna take me a long time to solve, I think, or to finish if it's every puzzle piece takes this long. Of course, there's a lot of stuff that I've grabbed ahead of time that I didn't grab previously, so. Like, the welding torch, I don't have to find the welding torch now, for instance. I've got it, so. Some of this stuff I may have just preliminarily got and saved myself some time later. We'll see. I don't have a high level of confidence that I've saved much time, but maybe some. Alright, so... yes, probably everybody's still in the same place. I don't know for sure. Probably, since we're still on the second puzzle piece. I feel like when they move places, move locations, it might be when you get a puzzle piece resolved. Whoops. I forgot he's over on the right, not this way. My bad. Hang on. Back. This way. That's what I wanted. Ollie doesn't have much. Some of these characters, at least, I think for sure, will not have anything more for me, but talk to him anyway, just in case.
What else can I do you for, Inspector?
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
It's best to ask the architect, don't you think, Norm? After all, he's the person in charge of the problem. He's the one who can inform you.
Yes, it's that.
Okay, so I guess we'll talk to Lorenzo next, so we stop having other people tell us to go talk to Lorenzo. I already know I need to talk to him. It's not really helping me much if everybody tells me go talk to the Lorenzo. And then I don't have any other options, apparently, to communicate with him. Yeah, I don't remember if you had suggested to me, Monmouth, about the Drifter before, or if I just found it on my own. But I was looking at that yesterday or the day before. So I definitely am aware of that. That's one I think is cool.
Obviously, you're on my tracks, Inspector.
Looks good.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
The tower was designed according to all the rules of the art, and with respect for anti-seismic norms, according to its initial dimensions. It wasn't designed for Walter Jones's newest whims, you understand? Jones wanted to add 10 new floors to the tower. He asked me to do a study to reinforce the foundation with this unexpected additional burden, but I knew it was impossible. It was totally impossible. Today, the risk of it sinking is real.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He just ignored the advice. Based on those letters, we could see that.
What relations did you maintain with Jones?
Our points of view diverged, and our relationship became tense, to say the least. And today I find myself trapped in this position as a manager. Oh, I've no doubt that I shouldn't have accepted the job, Norm.
What did you do after having received the orders to continue the construction from Jones?
I wasn't very reassured by the opinion of the experts, who didn't even take the trouble to come to Sagora, but I agreed to resume the construction anyway. And then, to strengthen the tower in order to save it, despite Jones's raving megalomania, well, I was the only one who could do it. The tower, you see, it's my life's work, you understand?
Lorenzo, what did you do after receiving the new orders from Walter Jones asking you to stop the construction?
I was patient, Norm. I waited for Jones to come back to his senses and to finally understand my predictions about the instability of the tower. That came with this letter. Even if I don't like unfinished work, it was a reasonable decision.
In this document, a trial against Mahadeva Company is evoked. What is it all about exactly?
Well, to try and make it clear, I'll say that Colio owns the island, but that didn't deter Walter Jones from building his tower. So, legally, in a way, the tower belongs to Colio. Of course, Jones contested that, and that led to a trial. For more details on it, you'd better ask Hubert de Noland, Inspector.
Why did I find this in your things, Lorenzo? I expect to find this kind of paper in Nolan's office.
Nolan put me in charge of firing the employees. He just gave me the file that comes with it.
For what reason was the hotel staff fired?
Mr. Jones had hired these Maledivians to please Colio, and he thereby hoped to have him abandon the lawsuit he'd filed against Jones to drive him out of Sagora. After that, he was quick to be rid of them. That's how Mr. Jones treated people. And now I'm faced with the maintenance of the tower on my shoulders alone.
What happened to the maintenance staff of the tower after that?
I don't know anything, Norm. All I know is that Colio's friends were fired like dirt. It's now been 15 days.
A hotel of this size, deprived of all its staff. It's a darn problem, I'd say.
Tell me about it, Norm. I think the way the friends of Old Man Colio were fired from here is utterly scandalous. And so, all the dirty work has fallen on me. I can't take care of the maintenance of this tower all by myself, can I? So, as Jones asked before he died, the heirs would only have the same standing as local personnel who'd been withdrawn. An excellent occasion to prove that they're not idlers and good-for-nothings. Each one had to contribute to the housework.
The fingerprints on the wheelchair are those of Baina, the beautiful mute.
Look, Norm, that's no surprise. Baina often accompanied Walter Jones on his outings.
I understand better.
There's nothing new there. Maybe it's... That's just reading it, so that's not going to give us... Yeah, I don't know. What we need to fill in is a declaration here, and I don't see... Okay, that's...
My God, you seem unstoppable, Inspector. So what's with the investigation?
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
You'd better ask Lorenzo for this, Inspector Norm.
Of course. What was I thinking?
Yeah, I don't know why that's the only option for everybody. That's stupid, but okay. I don't know. Just talk to everybody and get a lot of the repeated stuff again.
I am here, Jack. You can't pass me up, can you, Jack? I will just love it if you continue like this.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
Jack, in my view, you should ask Lorenzo. He is the only one who can answer you.
I get it.
So there's literally no other
No,
dialogue
no, no, no.
option.
You're not troubling me, Inspector.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
Listen, Inspector, why don't you question Lorenzo directly?
In fact, please forgive me.
Oh, no, no, no. You're not troubling me, Inspector.
Excuse
Sir.
me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
I was gonna say pull it up see if I can pull it up again. I think over here on the left, there's like a set of 4 boxes. I wonder if you could choose a different option than just that one sketchbook. But maybe if there's only the one thing. Probably nobody here still.
I need a key.
Yeah, okay.
I recognized your footsteps, Inspector. Come in and do your job. Mr. Norm, what a surprise! I'm here, so make the most of it. Of the opportunity to question me, I mean.
Yeah, over here we have... Okay, yeah, so I guess it just cycles through them or whatever.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
I don't know anything about it, Inspector. Ask the architect. In my view, he's the only one who can enlighten you.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't have, like, the option of... I don't know. Maybe if when we talk to Denolan, he'll have more outside of the architectural side of things. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Nobody should be in here.
I need a key.
Mine is on 16. Mine is this side. This side over here is under construction. So, there's no point to going to 16, I think. 17 was the laundry. So 18, I guess. Not there. Okay. I don't know if he wandered. Over here was... Well, over here and outside, actually, was, not Marco, not Billy. Who's the other one? Actually, I don't want that. Let's do this one. Here. His name Martin. Yeah, that's it. Oh, wait. No. That's my mistake. I won't back down. Back down. I want this way. That's what I want. See if he's still outside here. There we go. I don't think it's going to be...
I assume you want to question me. So go on then.
I think it's just going to be the architect. Talk to the architect.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
I am a man of letters, Inspector. I'm not very practical-minded, and have even less talent as a Mr. Fix-It. I think you'd do better to ask the architect who designed the plans for this building.
In fact, please forgive me.
Okay. Now we'll go up above, and then we'll go to the elevator. Or the stairs probably is better, but yeah, we'll go to the stairs and go up.
I need a key to open that door.
20. Was it 21 was where Denolan's office was? I think maybe that's it. 21 was his office. And 22 was Lorenzo's.
Come in, Inspector, please.
There we go.
Ask all the questions you'd like to ask. I'm at your service.
All this is very impressive. But tell me, what sort of relations did Lorenzo maintain with Jones?
Walter had a lot of respect for Mr. Battaglieri when they first met. Lorenzo Battaglieri has talent, and Walter knew how to recognize and reward talented people.
What did Lorenzo do after having received orders to continue the construction from Jones?
Well, Mr. Battaglieri has an artistic temperament and is slightly whimsical. But he is also a servile and obedient man. He never dared to question an order from Walter Jones.
I wonder what Lorenzo did after receiving new orders from Walter Jones asking him to stop the construction.
Lorenzo never questioned an order from Walter Jones. I can confirm that, Inspector.
Sorry, but I understand nothing about architecture. I would like to have some things in this sketchbook explained.
I believe you should ask that question to the interested party, Inspector.
In this document, a trial against Madiva Company is evoked. What is it all about exactly?
Well, it's a bit too complex to explain. Take this, read it. You'll waste less time this way.
Okay. So he's saying our brain is too small to understand the small little, the big, huge words we used in the document, I guess.
What happened to the maintenance staff of the tower after that?
Back to their homes, probably. All these people were deprived of their jobs by the health and safety inspectors from Salé, and they were bribed by Madiva.
A hotel of this size, deprived of all its staff. It's a darn problem, I'd say.
I cannot tell you, Inspector, but sometimes one has no choice. I paid the fine and the outstanding balance of all the employees, and I took legal action against Madiva. One day they'll pay for all their malpractice and corruption.
I don't understand why Walter Jones continued to construct the tower after this verdict.
Walter Jones wasn't born yesterday. He wasn't going to let himself be intimidated by these swindlers.
Walter Jones was cheated well and good. But did he appeal this judgment?
It was me who handled this case. I can prove that the judge held a share in the Madiva agency, and that the verdict he gave is medieval. That's why we filed an appeal at the International High Court of Justice, and we assure victory.
Jones was not the type to take a verdict like this lying down. What's the status of the appeal?
Judge Erickson, who presides over the Fifth Chamber of the Court of Justice, is an old friend and an eminent jurist. He will certainly return a verdict in our favor.
I understand better.
Yes, we'll actually read the notes he was talking about. Since we're still in conversation mode. Mr. Kim Sonjam, law offices of Sonjam in the Maldives, to Mr. Hubert Denolant. Certified letter, subject information for before formal notice. Dear colleague, further to the judgment rendered in our favor by the Maldive Republic's High Magistrates Court on the 5th of November 2005, regarding the formal complaint made by Mr. Kolio Jumu. I thought it was Jumhu. I thought H was the other side, so I said it wrong. Anyway, Mr. Kolio Jumu, proprietor of the concessions whose interests we are presently defending, we inform you of our intention to make a formal demand that you terminate construction of your building within 8 days, the construction being well within total infraction of the law and with this judgment. I look forward to hearing from you. Best regards, Kim Sonjam, Court Attorney. That was, this was 23rd September 2005. This is, why is this, okay, stop. There. Anyway, this is November 15th, because you don't have 15 months in a year, so it's got to be November 15th, 2005. The Maldive Republic High Magistrates Court did, on the 5th of November 2005, in Saleh, render its judgment in the affair. SCI Sagora versus Madiva SA. No one is allowed to ignore the law. SCI Sagora, represented by its president, Mr. Samuel Walter Jones, is non-suited by virtue of the customary laws that reign on the Sagora Atoll. In consequence, it can demand neither restitution nor compensation for the sums paid to the Madiva SA Realty Agency for the purchase of the concession that it should have obtained prior to the valid property title from competent authorities. SCI Sagora is ordered to pay the sum of $55,000 for damages and interests to the Madiva SA Realty Agency as payment for expenses. Signed in Saleh on the 15th of November 2005. Clerk, Sahadi Kimlor. President of the Magistrates Court, Logam Bin. Prosecutor, Dahoga Vahami. And that was 15th of November. This is the next day. This is just from Sagora in general, I guess. Dear Jan, I'm writing following our telephone conversation today regarding the judgment rendered of the 5th of November 2005 in our disfavor by the Maldive Republic Magistrates Court to transmit to you our defense dossier and appeal regarding this affair. The strict application of the primitive customary laws by the Maldivian justice courts in this judgment has put us in a very delicate situation. The Madiva SA agency deceived us when selling the island because they knew perfectly well that we could obtain no property title. They deposited the amount of the sale, which should have gone to Kolio Jumu, the sole proprietor. Now it wants to recuperate damages and interest for having been caught in the act of making these embezzlements. I should also note that the Saleh Magistrates Court judge who delivered this judgment holds shares in Madiva SA. We are, in a certain sense, caught in a snare of corruption. I know that you have successfully had judgments in the area with more complicated affairs than this one reversed. I hope to be able to count on your effectiveness and our long-standing friendship. Sincerely, Hubert de Nolant. I see. Okay. I think that's it for here. Do I have enough for... Still don't know if I have enough for a final declaration. We don't have new dialogue things from here. We're close. But I'm not sure this is correct, and we need a declaration of some kind. Okay, we'll leave it here for tonight. Just save over the top of last week's save. Okay. All right. that'll do it for the Sinking Island today. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks, Monmouth. And looks like we had 5 people on the stream today, different platforms and whatever, so appreciate the support. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Well, technically for me it's today. It's 12:30 now, but yeah, so the next one we'll be finishing up Mosaic. And then if we finish that, we'll go back into Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive and see if we can proceed from there for the other days. I'm just trying to see if I can do better. We survived all the way through to the very end, but in the epilogue we were missing a disc. So at a minimum, I need to find a disc in an earlier day, either 2 or 3, I would guess, because the last day you're pretty much just prepping for getting the shuttle to take off. Anyway, so we'll see if we can finish that too, but I'll finish Mosaic first. I was pausing temporarily while I was trying to see if I could get things reset for day 1 as well, but still proceed through the same set of events. So the same, like day 1 tragedy that you had to overcome and day 2 tragedy, have those all match up. So I did a reset on the things that it looks like it broke my game. Day 1 is what it looks like. So I'll just try to load from day 2 and see. Anyway. But so that's what we'll be doing in about 11.5 hours. And then in about 21.5 hours, we'll be doing something to replace Paints Creek Killings. I'll think about it for sure. I think we might do... What did I say? I said initially we might do Operator, and then I said maybe we'll do something else first. What was the thing I said? Well, if you happen to remember Monmouth, you can just let me know in Discord. I don't remember offhand what I said. I'll back up the stream after we finish up here, and I'll see what I had said just to make sure I remember. But anyway, I think that's it. So appreciate the support as always, and I will see you next time you are able to jump on a stream with me. Thanks for joining me. Getting close, about another week, and I will start backing my sleep schedule up so that I'll be able to go the 24 hours. So that'll be fun. Also want to make sure I buy myself some snacks for that too. That's always a nice treat once a year to get some nice snacks. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. Till next time. Peace.
Poor spider.
Freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.